Hello, everybody. My name is Wayne. Welcome to Heavy Metal Sanctuary. Well, in my very first video, I did an album ranking of Black Label Society, and today I figure I'll do a ranking of the guy that gave Zach his big shot, Ozzy Osbourne. So uh, I ranked those albums with through score system. So I gave an album a score, and that's how I ranked. So we have 12 albums. I'm not covering his Undercovers album because I don't usually do cover albums in those discography. Usually just original material. So without further ado, here we go. So in 12th position with a score of 2.75 out of 5, his eighth album from 2001, Down to Earth. Well, guys, I really don't like that album. It indicates in the score. For me, there's nothing really good about the album. A couple decent tracks. Dreamer is one. Alive is the other one. The rest for me is all filler. Uh, for me, it surprises me for a Zach Wild guitar led album. It's just so boring, so bland. For me, there's nothing redeeming about that album at all. I rarely score albums in the twos, right? Usually, when I listen to an album, it's usually an album that I'll find at least half decent, and they usually score at least three and higher, right? Uh, so for it to score in the twos, it's because I really don't like it. All right, in 11th position with a score of once again 2.84. So another album I really don't like. His 11th album from 2020, Ordinary Man. It was a comeback, so I'm happy he got to make some new music with all his injuries and everything. It had been 10 years since his last album, so I'm happy he recorded stuff. It was good for him, but for me, it doesn't sound like Ozzy. It's not a musical style I enjoy. For me, it's very mediocre. I wish it was way heavier than what it ended up. Of course, the title track "Ordinary Man" is pretty decent. Other than that, there's no redeeming quality on that album at all for me. I'm sorry. In 10th position with a score of 3.19 out of 5, his 10th album from 2010, Scream. So this is the one and only album with Gus G, who replaced Zach on guitar, and it's decent, but nothing to write home about, right? It's okay. Soul Sucker, Time is okay. Other than that, lots of filler in there. Too much filler in there. Gus G is okay, and is an okay guitar. He's no Zach Wild, he's okay, but yeah, nothing outstanding at all in that album. In ninth position with a score of 3.43, his ninth album from 2007, and Zach Wild's last album with Ozzy, Black Rain. So once again, Black Rain, okay, for a Zach Wild led album. Once again, it's better than Down to Earth, but not much better. I Don't Want to Stop is an outstanding track. Not Going Away is a pretty good track. Lay Your World on Me is okay. Uh, you know, After that, quite a bit of filler. Um, yeah, nothing more to say on that one. In eighth position, with a score of 3.44 out of 5, his last album, guys, his 12th album, last album from 2022, Patient Number 9. Um, you know, it's better than Ordinary Man. Once again, for me, doesn't really sound like typical Ozzy. Although, like I said, it is a step up over Ordinary Man. Favorite track on that would be the title track, Patient Number 9. One of Those Days, A Thousand Shades. They're decent tracks. A couple filler, Nothing Feels Right, No Escape from Now, Immortal. I really don't like those songs. Other than that, it's pretty decent. So that reflects a bit in the score. Uh, but once again, a big departure from his classic sound. All right, they're in seventh position with a score of 3.49 out of 5. His seventh album from 1995, Osmosis, follow up to No More Tears. Uh, you know, it's decent. Quite a bit of step down from the other stuff. This is where I find that most of Ozzy's stuff starts going downhill at that album. Although it has one of the best first tracks, opening tracks that I like is Perry Mason. Incredible riff to start off. Oh, and I really enjoy that album opener. See on the Sides, a really nice ballad. I Just Want You, good track. And the rest is quite a bit of filler. Denial, My Little Man, My Jekyll Doesn't Hide, just doesn't do a whole lot for me. So it's just, for me, it's just an average album. And the rest guys, it's all albums that scores in the fours and higher. This is, for me, this is the candy of his career, right? So with a score in sixth position with a score of 4.52 out of 5, his fourth album, The Ultimate Sin from 1986. The last with Jakey Lee. Unfortunately, Jakey Lee would leave the band. Luckily, we got Zach to replace him. But yeah, this is Jakey Lee in his prime, isn't it? Oh, excellent album. The Ultimate Sin, Secret Loser, Lightning Strikes, Fool Like You, Shot in the Dark. Really good stuff. The only songs I find a little bit weaker and still a really good track was Thank God for the Bomb. I remember in the day I used to enjoy that song quite a bit, but over time it just hasn't grown on me at all. Actually, it becomes my least favorite song on the album. By the way, this is the first album I ever got from Ozzy, because I didn't really know Ozzy before that. A friend of mine, back when I was in my teenager years in '86, had an extra ticket to see that tour, the Ultimate Sin tour, and I went. And yeah, Ozzy just like, whoa, what is this, right? So right out the next day, I went and bought that album, and then I started back cataloging his albums and just fell in love with Ozzy ever since. So that Ultimate Sin though holds a little spot in my heart because it is the first official Ozzy album I ever got. So special stuff for me. In sixth place with a score of 4.77 out of 5 from 1991, his sixth album, No More Tears. Yeah, great stuff. 4.77, we're talking like pretty awesome here, right? So, Mr. Tinker Train, I Don't Want to Change the World, Mom, I'm Coming Home, Desire, Sin, Road to Nowhere, one of my favorite songs. Uh, you know, the only thing that keeps it down for me is Time After Time, Time After Time. Not very fond of that song. Other than that, it's all really good, solid stuff. In fourth position, with a score of 4.88 out of 5, is second album from 1981, Diary of a Madman. Like, I know a lot of people will have that probably in their first or second position. For me, I do enjoy it. It's a 4.88. It's not chopped liver. Randy Rhoads' second album. Second and last, of course, because he's deceased. It's all phenomenal stuff. Over the Mountain, Flying High again, Little Dolls, Tonight, Sato, Diary of a Madman. Just all phenomenal stuff, right? There's not a weak song on there. It's just the degree of the songs that, like the epic songs. There's just other albums I like those songs a little bit better, but altogether, a phenomenal album. In third position, same score of 4.88, is third album from 1983, Bark of the Moon. So the only reason Bark of the Moon scores a bit higher than Diary of a Madman because it's the second album I've owned, so it's a bit closer to my heart than Diary of a Madman, right? The songs, he played more of those songs live on the Ultimate Sin tour than he did from Diary of a Madman, so I knew them a bit more. I saw them, so I was closer to those songs. Of course, we're talking Bark of the Moon, You're No Different, Rock and Roll Rebel, So Tired, excellent ballad, and one of my favorite songs from him, Center of Eternity. Just love that song. not a weak song on there, right? Reflects by the score. So once again, it's just a bit closer to my heart than Diary of Men. That's why it scores a bit higher than Diary. In second place with a score of a 4.89, his fifth album, first one with Zach, 1988's No Rest for the Wicked. What can I say about the album? The introduction of Zach, I just love that man's guitar style. It's crunchier, heavier. Gave Ozzy a whole new sound, and I just loved it. Just loved it to death. Miracle Man, Crazy Babies, Bloodbath in Paradise, Tattooed Dancers, Demon Alcohol. Even the last track that is like a bonus on the CD, which everybody has it, I guess, is Hero. Even that song is just phenomenal. So because of Zach, it'll rank as my second favorite, because I just like the crunchiness of Zach's guitar on there. And in first place, Nearly Perfect, 4.98 out of 10. This first one, Blizzard of Oz from 1980, the introduction of Mr. Randy Rhoads. Nobody knew that Ozzy was going to be able to deliver such good heavy metal by his own outside of Black Sabbath. And boy, does he. I Don't Know, Crazy Train, Goodbye to Romance, Suicide Solution, Steal Away the Night, and my favorite Ozzy song with that organ introduction, Mr. Crowley. Ah, goosebumps every time I hear that song, guys. I just love the album. The songs are so epic. The only thing that keeps it from a perfect score of 5 out of 5 is Revelation, Mother Earth. Not fussy on that one, but the strength of the others, I mean, and D, I didn't really give a score to D because it's just like a little snippet, but boy, it's a beautiful little snippet from Randy. So that is it, guys. That's my album ranking. If you like this, let me know what your ranking is. Leave me a comment on what you thought of my rankings. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Share, and if you want to hear more, see more videos like this, album rankings. I'll be doing album rankings. I'll be doing new discoveries, new bands. So that subscribe so you can get notified when I release a new video. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.